So we are all absolutely itching to travel right now. And if you're in the Valley, you know it's the best time of year to just escape the heat. So why not head to Monterey wine country? Joining us today is Kim Stimler. She's the executive director of Monterey County Vintners and Growers Association. Kim, I absolutely love that area. Where is it? A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, surprisingly. Monterey County itself is perched on the central coast of California. So think right on the ocean, and then we have our own little bay. It's 125 miles south of San Francisco and 350 miles north of Los Angeles.
Okay, so my head says it sounds hard to get to.
No, we have a direct flight into Monterey from Phoenix. Wow. And it runs, I think 2 to 3 times a day with American Airlines. So please come direct from Phoenix. It's really easy.
Okay, the absolutely. So good to know. Tell us about what's the wine industry like up there?
So our wine industry is wonderful, and it's actually fairly old. Monterey County was farmers. This is a fertile land. Think John Steinbeck. Yeah. We're the salad bowl of the world and grow so much of the produce that you're eating, actually. And with that, we actually happen to grow amazing grapes. In the early 1900s, Frenchmen came over because they thought that Monterey County was the most like Burgundy of any place in California. So we have 45,000 acres under cultivation. And to give you a comparison with one of our wonderful sister growing regions, that's the same size as Napa Valley, same amount of vineyards. But we don't have a lot of wineries. We have about 72 licensed wineries with 65 tasting rooms.
Is there a specific type of wine with the grapes that you grow there that you're known for?
Yeah. So, and part of what makes Monterey County so special is what goes into the wine and what you will taste in the wine. And with any wine, you really want to taste place. You want to taste an expression of where the grapes were grown and how that translates into the wine. Mm. And in Monterey County, one of our winemaking partners is the ocean and the Monterey Bay. Because the ocean in Monterey Bay, we're cool. And as you probably know, I know you've visited the Central Coast, you often have to bring your puffy or your vest for the morning time, and then it'll warm up midday, and then there'll be a light breeze at night. So the ocean, the coastal influence from Monterey County is really unique. We have the equivalent of a Grand Canyon under the water in the Monterey Bay.
Wow.
2 miles deep, 63 miles long. So if you think about water that is coming up from that deep, 2 miles deep, it's very cold.
Yeah.
And then it hits the warm air coming in from Central California, actually. And it creates fog and breeze and a wind that blows through the valley every day. And actually, some of the trees will grow at angles.
Oh, wow.
So what does this do? So what does this do to the grapes? A long story about what we are in terms of weather and land. But what it actually does to the grapes is we get enough heat to increase the flavor and bring up those characteristics. But then it cools down every day. And that means that we have a longer hang time, which just like women as they age, it allows grapes to develop more character and express themselves more. We tend to have very minerally wine with high acid that pairs very well with food and very expressive flavors and characteristics.
Oh, sounds wonderful. You know, one of my favorite trips I ever did was I started in San Francisco with my 2 children, and we did the PCH down. We went through Monterey, Carmel, that whole area. But I'm thinking, if my kids were young now and I'm driving down, I put myself back in Monterey, I would want to do the wine tastings. Is it appropriate to bring children?
It's totally appropriate. So Monterey wine country is very accessible. We're very friendly. People actually love, the folks that work in our industry love people that don't know anything about wine. We welcome families. There's bocce ball courts and games and concerts at many of the venues that are near vineyards. And then there are tasting rooms within the towns within Carmel, within Monterey, and they also welcome kids and will have games. So it's very friendly, very accessible.
I love that you said people, they like people that don't know a whole lot about wine, because I think the wine industry can be extremely intimidating for a lot of us, right? How to sip it, how to taste it, how to look for the legs. So I love that you said that.
It's really unique characteristic. I'm pretty familiar with all of our wonderful wine regions in California, and I think we are unique. Monterey County people are friendly. And I don't know whether that's because, because we're farmers, because we're down to earth, but we're very accessible, not intimidating, friendly, happy people. And that's expressed in everything. It's expressed in our hospitality, not only in wine, but in our hospitality in hotels and restaurants. It's very easy to meet the owner of a winery, to meet the winemaker, to talk to the grower. It's very easy to meet an owner of a hotel even.
Yeah.
So I just find the entire region is very friendly and accessible.
That's wonderful. It does. It has a little bit of that small town feel for sure. We have to talk about local cuisine. What's new with your restaurants there? What do you have in Monterey for food?
So I like to say that Monterey County could be an island. We could live here and survive. We have wine. We actually have cattle, lots of cattle. We grow our own produce, and we can get seafood from the Monterey Bay that's exquisite. And that seafood is being pulled out of a national marine sanctuary. So the water is so clean. So that's what we're eating. As much as possible, the restaurants are trying to source local wine, local vegetables, local seafood. So you'll really see a lot of that local influence on the menus, and a lot of seafood. If you like seafood, Monterey is the place to come. You can also go catch your own in the morning. We have fishing boats that go out every day at 4:30 in the morning. And then we have whale watching. We don't catch the whales, but you can go out fishing as well.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. You've painted quite the picture. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.